All right, let's just get right into it. I want you to forget everything you think you know about getting a job. Seriously. Forget the paper resumes, the PDFs, the endless, soul-crushing applications. Today, we're talking about a complete system reboot, a platform that is promising to completely change the game. But first, why? Why do we even need a reboot? Well, let's start with the cold, hard data. According to a major report from the ILO, a jaw-dropping 83% of all the unemployed people in India are young people. That's not just a statistic, folks. That is a crisis of wasted potential. Now, here's where it gets really crazy and, honestly, kind of maddening. Of that massive number of unemployed youth, almost 66% of them are educated. They have the degrees, they put in the work, but the system itself is failing them. That bridge from the classroom to a career, it is completely broken. And this table just lays it all out, plain as day. Look at this digital literacy gap. 90% can't even put a basic formula into a spreadsheet. 75% struggle with sending an email that has an attachment. So what does that tell you? It tells you that a degree has become just a piece of paper. It doesn't actually prove you have the real-world skills that companies are desperate for right now.
Which brings us to this nightmare we all know and hate, resume purgatory. You spend hours, maybe even weeks, making that perfect resume, right? Tweaking every single word. And for what? To feed it into an applicant tracking system, a digital black hole that just reduces your entire life and personality down to a few keywords. It's an outdated, horrible process. It's bad for students, and it's bad for recruiters who are literally drowning in paper.
So, enough. Seriously, enough. This broken system doesn't need a little fix. It needs a complete and total reboot. It is time to burn the old rulebook and write some new code for how talent actually finds opportunity. And that reboot has a name, SkillHex. But listen, this is not another boring, clunky assessment tool. No way. This is an operations console. I want you to think high-stakes cyberpunk mission control, not some multiple-choice quiz. The entire point isn't to test you, it's to let you prove yourself. The whole experience is built from the ground up to get rid of anxiety. We're talking a full-on cyberpunk vibe with these awesome neon cyan and green visuals. The sound design is totally immersive, making you feel like you're in the future without any of those stressful, high-pitched beeps. And with haptic feedback, you can actually feel your decisions. It feels less like an exam and more like you're jacking into the Matrix. So, how do you master this thing? Let's do a quick walkthrough of the core mechanics. This is where you actually forge your digital identity, what they're calling your hex DNA. It is so beautifully simple, and at the same time incredibly intense. First, you grip something called the KADA wheel. Second, you get a mission, and you've got just 30 seconds to solve it. This isn't about what you crammed for in a textbook, it's about how you think and act under pressure. You nail it, and you level up your hex matrix. Simple as that. Now, let's talk about this KADA wheel, because this is really the heart of the whole console. It's a physical haptic device. You're not just clicking a button, you are physically turning, aiming, and pulling to lock in your decisions. It's built to measure your quickness and your decisiveness when that clock is ticking down. You know, just like in a real job. And every single mission you complete feeds right into your hex matrix. This is like your living, breathing skill profile. You can see yourself leveling up in real time across key areas like systems, analytics, strategy, even AI ops. This isn't just a list of buzzwords you put on a resume. It's a visual, verifiable map of exactly what you can do. It's your hex DNA. All this performance data gets crunched down into one super powerful number, your skill rating, or SR. This is a dynamic score based on your accuracy, your speed, and, this is key, your consistency over time. Forget the PDF. This number is your new resume. It's objective, it's driven by data, and it is impossible to argue with. Okay, now let's flip the script and look at this from the other side of the table, the recruiters. Because this isn't just a game changer for students, it's a total paradigm shift for the entire hiring industry. I mean, just look at this comparison. The old way, sifting through endless piles of paper, trying to guess what's real and what's just fluff. It leads to massive recruiter burnout. The SkillHex way, you get an instantly verifiable skill card with objective metrics. It completely replaces doubt with data-driven confidence. It's the end of resume fatigue, period. Because in a world full of noise, a high skill rating is the clearest signal you can send. A 94 SR, especially when it's paired with a consistent daily streak, That doesn't just suggest you have skills, it shouts from the rooftops that you have discipline, you have grit, and you have the proven ability to deliver results under pressure. That's the kind of signal that gets you hired on the spot. And now, this is where the story gets so much bigger than just getting a job. SkillHex is actually positioning itself as a core part of a national mission, what's being called the Vishwaguru Mandate. So, India has the largest youth population in the entire world. Over 65% of its people are under the age of 35. This isn't just a demographic fact, it's a dividend. It's this massive reserve of potential energy. And a platform like SkillHex is designed to harness that energy, to turn all that raw talent into a world-beating, globally competitive workforce. And this isn't just some lofty idea. This vision is shared at the very highest levels. As the Union Minister of State for Youth Affairs and Sports, Smriti Raksha Mikokache puts it, India's rise as a Vishwaguru depends on active, engaged youth. It's all about building an ecosystem where young people can truly lead the way. So this really says it all. SkillHex isn't just a tech product. It's being framed as an engine for empowerment, a crucial piece of the puzzle for achieving that India at 2047 vision of becoming a true global leader. This is about a collective rise, powered by skills you can prove and ambition that can't be stopped. Which really just leaves us with one last powerful question. In a world that is so tired of paper promises and empty words, the game has fundamentally changed. It's not about what you say you can do anymore, it's about what you can prove. So, the only question is, are you ready to prove your Hex DNA?